Hey, what is up, card tubers? Diego here. Welcome into another Sports Cards Detour video where we're going to be going through the Wrestling Card Rumble. Basically, there's some cards that I got from the flea market, and if you watch video one, video number one featured that card right there. The whole reason why I bought a lot of cards from a seller at a flea market. Most of the cards were pretty banged up, and some of them were okay, but that one there was pretty neat. That card was like in the middle of the deck, just sitting there, and it had an autograph. And I was like, sweet. I like Drew McIntyre. And I was like, I got his autograph now. So that's really cool. So he's the reason why I bought the lot, but I figure I'd show off the lot as a wrestling card rumble. Is what I'm calling the video series. It's a 3-part series. And we're going to be looking at some of the wrestling talent that on these cards here. We're going to start it off with Sheamus, one of Drew McIntyre's best friend and one of his tag team partners at a time, and then also his biggest enemy. So that's pretty cool. Back when he was doing his tag team partnership with doing a tag team thing with Cesaro as the bar. Here's Sunil Singh. He used to be one of Jinder Mahal's lackeys. Legend right here, D'Lo Brown. Mr. Bobblehead. Diamond Dallas Page. Bang. He started his wrestling career pretty late, but was pretty successful. Here's a legend from back in the day, Tatanka. I always liked Tatanka when I was little. We have Rowan, who came back to the WWE as part of the Wyatt Sick. Here we have the Big Show. Looking pretty trim on this one. During his older days, of course, now he's with AEW. Here's Harper, Luke Harper. May he rest in peace, as he had passed away not too long ago. Yeah, Brody Lee in some wrestling circles and stuff like that. His last place was with AEW. You can still see his thing on his profile on that website. Here we got John Cena. Most people know that guy. Rusev, he was one of my favorites for wrestling. I actually have his figure as well. Here's another Rusev card. Rusev Day. The Undertaker. Everybody should know the Woken Matt Hardy. This guy does pretty well for himself and marketing himself and stuff like that. Here we got Kevin Owens, one of my favorites right now. Then we got Kurt Angle as the general manager. A guy who definitely became one of my favorites managers, Paul Heyman. You know, like when I was younger, I used to hate Paul Heyman when he was the younger version, especially ECW Paul Heyman. And then, like, you just found like he was just really good at what he does, getting under your skin. And there's one of the guys he managed. Here we got a nice foily card of Brock Lesnar against Braun Strowman. AJ Styles, the Phenomenal One. There's another Kurt Angle there. Got some of these throwback cards right here. Heritage. We got Bob Backlund. Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Ravishing Rick Rude. Dean Malenko. And the Ultimate Warrior. I don't know why I did that. I also got this Lex Luger as well. Sami Zayn. I like Sami Zayn. And then we got Bobby Lashley. Bray Wyatt. Another one that we lost. Bray Wyatt. Wrestling fans lost Bray. So rest in peace to him, as well as Dusty Rhodes, another guy we lost. But more towards the old age type of thing. Great wrestler, great Hall of Famer, and his sons are doing really well. Ric Flair, woo! And here's Bray Wyatt's brother, Bo Dallas, doing the Uncle Howdy thing. No more Bo leave. Kurt Angle when he was younger and had hair. Here's your real Kofi Kingston. And we got Rowdy Piper. And I still don't remember the quote. Razor Ramon. I'm the bad guy. Kurt Axel, Mr. Perfect's son. Then we got Batista. Who, man, you see him now. He lost a lot of weight. It looked like he put on a lot of weight, and then he lost a lot. The Ultimate Warrior. Hell, it's the Big Show. The almighty Bobby Lashley. No way, Jose. There's Edge. Young Edge. Bret Hart. He was one of my favorites, definitely. The Road Dogg. I used to hate him. Like him now, but hated him then. D'Lo Brown, Mr. Bobblehead. Drew McIntyre. There you go. Now I got his autograph in the third card. Jason Jordan. The illegitimate son, or the illegitimate son of Kurt Angle, or something like that. Titus O'Neil was part of a storyline. Titus O'Neil, he did a lot more charity work and charity and like speaking for the WWE throughout his career. Not sure why, like, didn't wrestle as much, but maybe an injury or something. I never looked in the background, but I know he does a lot of the community work for WWE. Chris Jericho, the guy who could reinvent himself a lot, so that Evolution card is pretty cool. Here's Dude Love, one of the many evolutions of Mick Foley. And then here's the original American Nightmare, Dustin Rhodes. Of course, now his brother takes the moniker of the American Nightmare. Here's the Big Show when he was the Giant back in WCW, wearing a championship belt right there in his younger days. Then we got Daniel Bryan during his first few years with the WWE, and then him becoming the GOAT afterwards. Actually, this is the general manager version of him when they thought they shouldn't wrestle anymore. And we have Booker T as well as an announcer. Got some more cards for you here. I got Edge right here in this oh my god moment. Now all these cards right here are Slam Attack cards, and I think they're pretty cool. We got Dash Wilder from, at that time, the tag team was the Revival. Of course, now they're FTR and AEW. Apollo Crews. Angelo Dawkins. Roderick Strong, who's in AEW now, but he's been a long-time wrestler. I remember seeing him on a lot of shows, like independent scene shows, back when wrestling used to be on TV, like at 3 o'clock in the morning. I remember seeing Roderick Strong. We have Paul Ellering, manager of the AOP, but he was also the manager of the Road Warriors at one time. We had Dude Love, which is Mick Foley. Oni Lorcan. I don't know how to say his name. I seen him wrestle in NXT, but I can't remember how they say his name. Got Jimmy Superfly Snuka. I actually saw Jimmy Superfly Snuka in Acco, New Jersey, and he was in a car, and I said, "Excuse me, are you Jimmy Snuka?" And he's like, "Oh, you want my autograph?" And he gave me a card, and he signed it with a pen that really wasn't working. He was in a beat-up car and stuff like that, but it was still pretty cool to see like Jimmy Superfly Snuka. I was like, wow, I used to appreciate him. But of course, there's some legends and stories about that man right there. Here we have Shinsuke Nakamura on this nice silver card. I like that. That's pretty cool. It says champion. That is pretty cool. Then we got Andre the Giant on the icon. Nice foil card there. Shout out to Egg and Max Wax Stacks. Or Max Wax Stacks. Oh man, I can't remember how to say it. One of my favorites. Probably the funniest guy in wrestling. During his championship run and stuff like that, to lie, cheat, and steal, making guys hitting or grabbing a chair and then seeing a referee get up and then he like falls and hands the chair to the other guy. That was pretty funny antics. It's the first time that I saw it. I'm sure probably somebody came up with it, but Eddie Guerrero was definitely one of my favorite wrestlers. And then we got a tag team right here. We got Jimmy and Jay Uso, the twins. They were in the bloodline. Now they're out. Jimmy, I don't know what he's doing. I think he's out just outside of wrestling. I don't know what's going on there. But I do know that Jay is still main event. Jay Uso. And he's wrestling right now. Yeet. So pretty cool stuff. I had to put Jay behind him. Sorry, Jay. But all right. So those are my cards. In the next video, in part 3, you'll see some of the female wrestlers. So stay tuned for that. Until next time.
Well, thanks a lot for looking and listening, folks. I enjoyed being with you. So long, everybody.